last name. I'm Rennie Grant. I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. I'm also a music producer, a recovering addict, and this guy's friend.
Hi, I'm Tony Massey, and I'm a psychiatrist, addiction medicine specialist, and that guy's friend.
I like that.
Yeah,
We're friends.
we're friends.
I'm Roc.
And I'm Doc. All right.
And here we go.
Ready?
Yes.
We got another question.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right.
I'm always amazed at that.
They just like pop up.
Yeah.
All right. This one is from Kendall, Washington.
Okay.
And Kendall writes, guys, I have to be in treatment because of my job. Now, I tested positive on a random pot, I guess a urine, tested positive for pot. My counselors keep trying to get me to talk more in treatment, but I just can't relate to what they're doing.
Because he probably doesn't think he has a problem.
I don't know.
But I'm putting words in his mouth. Let me let you finish.
I think you're right. I can't wait to finish. No, I'm sorry. I can't wait for this treatment to be over so I can get back to having a drink or two with my friends.
Mm. So he's totally, like he's basically been sentenced to hell on earth, which would be treatment.
It'd be treatment.
For somebody who doesn't want to be there. Kendall, you were in a pickle.
Kendall.
He must love his job because he's going to treatment. So obviously that's important to him.
That's true. Yeah. Otherwise,
big motivator.
Mm-hmm.
External motivator.
Well, motivation is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
You think?
To get people going and sometimes you just kind of do things long enough and then it starts making sense of why you're doing it.
True. I have seen people who've come into treatment and said they absolutely didn't want to be there, and they left going, I really like being sober, and I plan to at least keep trying. So.
Do you think there's any value in having these random drug screens and employers sending people up to treatment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you've got a brain aneurysm, and your surgeon comes in with a doobie and says, hey, Tony, we're going to get you in about 45 minutes, all right? I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Right? Is that what we want? Right? So, no, I think absolutely.
Yeah. So he may not be a surgeon, but he could be,
He could be an operator of equipment.
Could be, yeah.
Working on other guys.
Yeah. Could be doing something with the electronics and some radar thing for airports. Who knows what Kendall does?
And also, I think a lot of this is, isn't it liability? I mean, an employer, they want to make sure that they're not liable for mistakes made by somebody under the influence.
Well, you just don't want to have mistakes. You don't want to have mistakes on your job. You said customers get all upset. Sometimes federal regulators get upset.
So and honestly, I think I don't know if you know you're going to get screened at some point, and you choose to use anyway, that indicates one of two things: one, you don't care about your job, and you're like, whatever. If I get caught, I'll get another job, or you really don't have a lot of control over your use. What do you think about that?
So we might be getting back to Kendall's question in a way. That is the way I'm seeing it, Kendall, is that you kind of want everything to be like it was before, without having any problems with you're using. Now, I guess is it drinking?
You mean going back to drinking and sort of.
Yeah, like everything's fine. It didn't happen almost.
Revisiting those past days of no consequence.
Yeah. So,
it's not going to happen. Sorry.
Well, do you think the counselors, he said his counselors are saying he needs to talk more in treatment, and he's not relating to what they're doing.
Well, I guess that is the meat of the question. Maybe we may have digressed into the drug issue, but the real issue here for Kendall, at least, is his issue with being forced to participate in something he's not really. I can't relate to this. They all have drug problems or whatever. I'm just here because I got caught.
Right.
But now I have to be here and I have to sit miserably. So maybe we could think of some solutions that might help Kendall endure.
Endure kind of. Yeah, so it's less of a kind of grip and white knuckle it, but rather, maybe get something out of this.
Yeah, like it's Thanksgiving. right? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yes.
This is 1979. Happy Thanksgiving. It's not 1979? Oh, sorry. So maybe he could be grateful.
Yeah.
He could be grateful for having a job.
Mm-hmm.
He could be grateful for not being like legal consequences, all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when people tend to look at what they don't have, or oh my God, I'm forced to do this horrible thing, it's a lot easier to be miserable than when you sort of count on your hand, like, what are the good things in my life?
Mm-hmm.
What am I grateful for?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't drink for a couple of months or however long this program is. Is that really a big deal?
Right.
In the grand scheme of life,
Yeah. Yeah, you got an employer, they just didn't fire you outright.
Right. They care enough to keep them.
It's, so you're getting in a treatment, and I don't know what people talk about in your treatment program, but a lot of times, when people do start talking, they find it rewarding and helpful, and even if they didn't think it would be initially. I mean, is that what you found too? And,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I found in treatment that drugs and alcohol were the last thing people really talk about. It's really more about present day issues in life. How can I get through a problem with a spouse, or stress management? Things that everybody has, not just people who are addicted.
Yeah. So Kendall, I think if you, in a way, you could sort of let go of this battle about people telling you you got to do this and you don't want to do this and whatever, and kind of hit the pause button on that, and then instead, giving a try of just seeing what it's like to talk or share something, even if it's talking about that what it feels like on the inside when people tell you got to do things you don't want to do.
Oppositional defiance disorder.
Well, I don't know if that's the case with Kendall. I think he's got Nance just sort of frustrated.
No, that's my case.
That's your.
You're the
oppositional.
Yes, I am. I diagnosed myself.
So I think that's that's if I had to give advice, to Kendall, I'd say just you can choose how you want to spend your mental energy, and if you want to continue to have this kind of battle that's going nowhere, you got to be there, and in treatment, you may as well try to get something out of it. Just let go with all that upset for a little bit. I mean, you can revisit it. Just give it a pause for a couple hours when you're getting in treatment.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Like, sort of give yourself time to be mad, and then say, you know what, I have to be here. Let me try to get something out of this while I'm here.
Yeah.
It takes a certain curiosity, I think, in these types of groups for treatment facilities. You have to be curious about what you're made of, and I think that looking inward is tough, obviously, and maybe that's part of his problem too, is that he's just not really interested or at a place where he's ready to take a look at what really is happening inside.